Yeah, I was familiar with the podcast and listened to that first and was really intrigued. I thought like for most people, the storyline was really fascinating, and I was really intrigued by both Deborah and John, and so jumped on board very quickly. He's not the nicest guy I've ever played, for sure, and it's been quite challenging. We always try and be sympathetic towards our characters, I guess, as actors. This one's been extra challenging. I like playing characters that have nothing in common with myself. I'd like to think this guy has absolutely nothing in common with me. But that's the thrill of it. That's a challenge. But I'm looking forward to, having a nice big long shower at the end of it and getting rid of him.
How do you shake roles after you're done?
I'm lucky enough to be able to take, good chunks of time off afterwards and just go back home to Australia and wait till I find the next thing. So I'll do the same for this one. But a shower at the end of every day is a good start.
Have you spoken to John's family and what did they say about the show?
You make a choice at some point in terms of which people you reach out to and which people you don't. And I knew that Connie had established a relationship with the real Deborah. And I decided to leave that one alone for various reasons. I think everyone approaches things differently, and for me, I just felt like what I had going on in my head and the conversations I had with Jeff, our director, I decided to leave those meetings until perhaps afterwards. I look forward to meeting them at the end, but decided to take a more kind of solo route.
In terms of research, aside from the podcast, was there anything else you did to prepare for the role?
Yeah, there's a lot of really interesting stuff to read, but the thing that fascinates me the most is that there aren't that many like true experts on this kind of condition in terms of who he was and how he was, and I'm really fascinated by that. The sociopath tendencies of him and his complicated character is, what's just a drug for actors. This is, a great challenge. But at the same time, there is always interesting stuff to read and people to listen to. But at the end of the day, the character that's been created by both real life and Alex Cunningham, our head writer, it's pretty fascinating and just a lot of fun to explore. Definitely challenging, for sure, because there's no real definitive answers in it, and I think that's part of what's interesting about it.
Why do you think this story in particular really fascinated people and caught on so much?
I think they can relate to the family drama side of it, and the relationships between Deborah and her daughters is quite compromised and difficult as a result of her relationship with John, and that sort of conflict, I think, is something people can relate to. I think it becomes a real discussion point in terms of how Deborah responds to John's behaviour, and I think that's a whole other can of worms that people will enjoy discussing and arguing over. But at the same time, I think in terms of true crime, there's a lot of product out there, and I think people who invest to take the time in these true crime kind of stories kind of feel like there's an element of truth to it, and so it's worthy of their time.